Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Iana Ma'ad, and I am one half of the dynamic duo that is my husband, Ayize, and myself. And for those who don't know us and who don't really follow us, we are married. We are a mother and father to 4 beautiful children. We are business owners and business partners. We are in love with each other. We're therapists, relationship educators. Oh my goodness, I love my life. When I start putting on all the titles of mommy and wife and business owner and all of those things, it gets me a little giddy. Coming to you today for a very quick moment because that's exactly what I want to talk about, the different titles in your life, the different aspects of yourself. My husband and I, we like to talk about this a lot with couples that we work with, this particular technique or framework, so way to think about yourself, and I want to share it with you today. As people, as individuals, we're all pretty complex beings, we have our positives, we have our negatives. I have my vices, I have my strengths, and there are different parts of us that are not all bad or all good, There are parts of us and things that we need to bring forth at a given time that in another situation would be the absolute worst kind of thing to bring forth, you see. So if we could start to really understand and look at all of the many parts of ourselves with a little inquisitive awe, like, wow, how did I get to kind of have that part to my personality? Where did that come from? And I know that, my mother brought that out of me, and this part of me is like my father, and perhaps you don't know your mother and your father, but my goodness, God just gifted me with this piece, and this right here is not always good, but sometimes in certain situations it actually shows up right on time. And so there are different parts to our being that we have. And so what we tell people is that you need to name it. You need to name the different parts of yourself. I myself, for example, just to give you a few of the different parts of myself, I am the nurturer. I am the leader. I am the dictator. I am the fearful one. I am insecure at times. I am the softie. I can be insensitive, right? So these are different elements. Those aren't exactly the names, but those are the different kinds of parts of me that show up at particular times. Sometimes when they're needed, sometimes when they're not. But if you think about all of those different attributes, that's what we're really talking about, attributes of your personality. And if you think about those things and like put them into a category, so the supportive, one, sometimes even a little bit codependent, a little bit softy, whatever, that might all be one aspect of yourself. And then you name it. And so, actually give that aspect a name, whatever those different aspects are. Sasha, Sharon, Bruce, Shantae, right? Like whatever you want to call, whatever resonates with you. There's certain names that, I have a sexy part, my husband at times wants to call on that one, right? And my husband's coming over here right now.
I want to call on that one right now. Or later on tonight.
He said he wants to call on that one later on tonight. So so he knows, I know when he says, can I go out with I'm gonna keep that one to ourselves. Can I go out with that one tonight? Can she show up tonight? I know what he's talking about, so I know exactly what to wear, what kind of energy he's talking about.
What that name is.
Right,
that's for me and me only.
That's for him and him only, right? So the piece here is that what you need to do is you need to name it, and then what, bang?
Train it to come when you call it. Train it to come when you call it.
And the reason that's important is because many of us sometimes put ourselves in certain categories and say, I am, I'm just that way. I'm just like that. I'm just, I just help people. I just can't help, thinking about people and trying to be considerate of my husband or my wife or this friend or whatever, no matter what, and they find themselves, you tend to get taken advantage of, or, not always looking out for your best interests. And somebody else may say, I just keep it real. I just tell people what it is. That's just how I am, always been like that. If you're going to be friends with me, I'm going to be blunt. You know, and that's just what it is. But sometimes people need you to tone it down. And folks need you to be able to show up for them differently. And so what would be that name for that other part of you that does exist? Even if you ain't never met them, they're in there. When you can learn to name the different parts of yourself that you know and the parts that are still in hiding or still need to be developed, and then train them to come when you call, my goodness. That's called self-discipline. That's called know thyself, knowledge of who I am. Knowledge that even though I come with a personality, my personality is not who I am. I really reflect the Creator, which encompasses everything. That's our belief. I really reflect the possibility of all that God has gifted me with and the world with, which means I can mirror what I need to mirror. I can give and show up in the way that I need to give and show up, regardless of how it feels in the moment, regardless if it feels uncomfortable. I can go meet people and talk to people I've never talked to before, and I can be the outgoing one, even though 99% of the time I am an introvert. I can do the exact opposite as well, because when I name the different aspects of myself, I get to know who they are. I feel more confident about all of me, and when I train them to come when I call, you better watch out, because here I come. So that's our challenge for you today. We're going to follow up with you a little bit on that in the future. But remember, you are not who you think you are. You are much more than who and what you think you are. You have the potential and the power to become any and everything you want to be. It's all in your perspective. But at the end of the day, what they got to do, babe?
Stop playing and start pushing.